Good afternoon. Just kidding. Good evening. It's afternoon somewhere. We are back. We're back. We're back again. This is the Quarantine Concert Series. I'm your host, Kabir Segal. This is show number 47 in, I think, 35 consecutive days. And we've been hosting these relentlessly, trying to bring to you the music that has seemingly stopped during the quarantine. So by now you know what we're doing. I hope. We're going through an international crisis, a pandemic, and all the gigs have gone away, all the gigs have been canceled, and a lot of artists have seen their way of lives changed really dramatically, and it's really concerning. The arts is one of the biggest and most important sectors in the U.S. Contributes so much when you think about just the sector and the amount of money it contributes to the GDP. Almost 5% of the GDP comes from the arts. So we started this concert series in earnest to put the spotlight back on the musicians that deserve the spotlight, because throughout the year they're sharing their hearts with us, their incredible virtuosity, their brilliance with us. And I thought we should start this series to keep the music going as much as possible. So, and it's not just the artists, it's the producers, engineers, bookers, managers. There's a lot of people out there and having a hard time making bread. So if you know an artist or if you know someone in the creative community, please reach out to them and make sure that you are, trying to support them. Become a patron. Patreon is a good website if you want to. There's always been a link between patrons and artists. You can always stream a live concert like this. Find the artist, donate directly, and just sort of be there for someone. Even empathy is. So that's the spiel. Thanks for tuning in once again. I also want to thank our partners at All About Jazz. They're a great resource. They started in 1995. Michael Ritchie started the website, one of the best jazz website, if not the best out there. If you're an artist, please go make an artist page there. If you're a patron, please donate. All About Jazz simulcast a lot of our content. So great partners to collaborate with, and they're chronicling actually, some of the people who have lost their lives. Unfortunately, it's really kind of tragic. Almost every day, the Facebook feed, the news feed shows who's been felled by this pandemic. So there are some really nice tributes and very, very elegant writing in many of these tributes. So check out All About Jazz to get a more comprehensive view of what's happening in the music community and what's happening in the jazz community. So thanks, Michael Ritchie, for that. I also want to sort of put out where you can find us. You can find us really everywhere on the internets. We're on the Facebook. Check out my page on Facebook. We're also on Twitter, coming right at you live on Twitter. And we're also on the very delicious Instagram cracker. It goes nice with marshmallows. You can make a s'more out of it. On Instagram, there are all these cool effects and stuff. So right now, I don't know, for those of you who've seen the Tiger King, I have my Joe Exotic look on right now for Tiger King. And you can also get us on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is great because, if you're searching for a job on LinkedIn, I know a lot of people lost their jobs. Sorry to interrupt your broadcast. Sorry to interrupt your search for the jobs. But we're here to bring you good live music, hopefully inspire you on your job search. So when you get back to it, you'll return motivated and inspired with good music in your heart and in your head. Also on the YouTube. So please check out YouTube if you want to. Just get subscribe everywhere so you get notified on when the content goes live, so you can be one of the first to know about who's coming on the broadcast. All right, so if you want to be on the show, send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. Be happy to try to get you featured. We have a bit of a waiting list. Several dozen people on the waiting list, but we do read all the requests, and we're trying to get through it. I come to you live from my parents' house in Atlanta, and I can only do these shows when they're sleeping upstairs, although my mom secretly watches. Hi, Mom. So that's the deal on getting on the show. And we have some great broadcasts lined up this week, obviously today, and we have Regina Carter coming on the show, Joey Alexander coming on the show. So a lot of great artists who will be joining us in the days and weeks ahead. We're going to try to keep doing this. People ask me, how long are you going to do this for? I don't really know. I mean, I hope we can get back to a normal life, but we'll keep on doing this as much as we can. So thanks for your patience. And the response has been overwhelming, tens of thousands of views, 40, 50,000 views per episode. So I feel like we're striking a chord, so to speak. So that's that. That's the part of the show. We talk about the kind of the boring spiel, but now the fun part where we get to meet the incredible artist. And this artist is pretty cool because I've I've known this artist. I didn't realize I knew this artist, but when I started doing research, I was like, wait a second, I think I performed with him. So he's an incredible pianist, composer, increasingly band leader, and he has a new record coming out. So you're going to be really, really charmed and mesmerized by his talent, his virtuosity, and you're going to be hearing about him for a long, long time on the scene. I can't wait to see, can't wait to hear his new album and learn about it. And I can't wait to see how his career evolves because he is someone not just on the rise. He's like here. He's here. He's like making moves. So that's cool. So please welcome to the show the great Gabriel Chakarji.
Hello, hello. How is
Welcome.
everyone?
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Hola, hola. Veo que estás practicando tu español.
I see. So tell me, man, first, where are you broadcasting from?
I'm here in Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights to be exact.
Gotcha. And what are you playing there? What kind of piano do you have there?
Oh, this is the keyboard that I have home, and this quarantine, I have to play it. But it's nice to have a keyboard at home at least. Um, I have a studio with a piano where I used to rehearse, but now I have to stay here. But it's all good, so cool. We were staying at the Bronx, the house of a friend, and we were doing a lot of videos there. It's called the Bronx Music House. We did a bunch of videos during the quarantine, some live concerts too, and now we're back here at home doing this live concert with you. So it's fun.
Awesome. What were you going to be doing? Like, how has the pandemic affected your live schedule? Where were you going to be that you're no longer able to play?
Well, actually, I think today or tomorrow, Carmela and I, were going to the Brown University, I believe in Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
with we were actually playing a concert with Martin Cohen celebrating his Conga Head book, and it was amazing. It was with Giovanni Hidalgo as well, and Camila Molina and a bunch of friends. We're going to Brown University to celebrate his like autobiographic book Conga Head, and that was a pretty nice gig that was canceled. But yeah, and I was planning some gigs for my album as well, and like every other person, cancel a lot of things.
Yeah, I hear you. What's the scene like in Venezuela? Because I know you're from Venezuela. Is there a quarantine in effect there? What's the situation with your family there?
Yeah, they are good, they're healthy, but yeah, there is a quarantine there. They I don't want to get too political, but I'm not with that government at all. But they on this one they did something good, which is like put some really extreme laws from the beginning. So there's not that many cases of coronavirus in Venezuela because from the beginning they enforced like the quarantine and stuff like that. So that's been good for the country. Not so many cases.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, we'd love to hear a piece. What would you like to begin your performance with?
I want to begin with one of the songs that is coming out on the album this next May 1st. And this song is called Montuno Quince. It's influenced by, Latin, a lot of Latin music and jazz and other stuff.
Got it. Vámonos. Yeah. Awesome, man. So good.
Thank you, thank you.
So good. Really good.
This is
So
like the first real claps in a while.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm actually working a lot of the buttons today, so I have it's like a cockpit here of like 3 or 4 different screens. So, um, I want first of all, brilliant playing. Tell me about the new album, and what's it called, and what was it like putting it together.
So thank you. It's called New Beginning. I actually have it here because this is my house.
Show us.
So I actually have the copies. It's not out yet, but can maybe show it in the Instagram. It's a
Yeah,
really
yeah.
beautiful art that my friend, an amazing saxophone player, Eddie Paz,
Mm-hmm.
did, and for the cover, and it's called New Beginning, and it's basically my musical picture or musical journey of these 6 years in New York. It's all of the music in that album. It's composed by me during this time in New York. So it's a lot of the things I've lived as an immigrant, and all of the mixed cultures that I see here in New York, and all of the new people that I met here, and a lot of the good and the bad things of moving and away from your country and learning
What are some of the good and
this
bad
language.
things?
Um, well, New York is, it's pretty fast. It's pretty rushed. It's pretty intense. New York is a hard city. I love it though. I'm from Caracas, and Caracas is a big city too. It's a fast paced city, but I don't think nothing like New York, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like super fast, like never ending, never stopping.
yeah.
And that simple like fact has good and bad things to it. But I think actually with this quarantine, all New Yorkers got to stop and really enjoy like a different style of like pace, right?
Totally.
And
Uh, my friend Daisy here, she's from Venezuela. She wants to know what attracted you to jazz. I know you started playing piano at age 9. So how did you move into jazz?
so originally, I was playing in church. My father is a pianist, not professional, but we served in church, and my mom is a singer as well. So I was playing, music from like early on, and so in church actually musicians from there showed me some jazz stuff, and also my dad used to listen to some Chick Corea and stuff like that, but not really like traditional stuff. But then through the church musicians, I got to the conservatory. That I believe you did a concert with Ali Bello, which was part of the Sistema. So I was part of the Sistema too, and I was part of this big band, jazz big band that they had, and it's called Simon Bolivar Jazz Big Band. So there I started playing jazz like kind of more professionally, I guess.
I didn't realize El Sistema had a jazz program. Is that's
Yeah.
always been the case? I thought that was only
No.
classical.
That's pretty new. I think like 10 years ago or something like that, they started to open up to other types of music. They have like a Venezuelan orchestra, Afro-Venezuelan orchestra. They even had like the latest one was like a even like a some symphonic rock orchestra. So they started to open
Yeah,
up to other genres. So and then the jazz big band. That's
got
where I
it.
met a lot of. That's where I met Linda, by the way, who I believe recommended me. Thank you, Linda. If you
She's great.
still,
Linda's awesome. Linda's awesome.
yeah, Linda's one of
Tell
my
me,
friends.
where can everyone find your album?
So it's gonna be on May 1st. It's gonna be out in all streaming platforms.
Hmm.
But I want to say during this quarantine, if people want to support, you were talking about supporting the artists and stuff. I just got an email from Bandcamp that they are releasing their share. They did that like a couple of weeks ago, where they would leave 100% of the revenue to the artist. So
Yeah,
they're doing that actually
good.
on May 1st again, which is pretty lucky to me because it's
Yeah,
the day that I'm releasing the album. So if you guys want to buy it through Bandcamp, that'll be awesome. But it will be out in all streaming
yeah,
platforms. Even
and also
even
check
there's
out
a Sorry to interrupt.
Gabriel's.
There's a one streaming platform in Venezuela called Cusica that is only for Venezuela, because in Venezuela you can't have Spotify, so it will be there too para los venezolanos que están escuchando.
Muy bien. Check out Gabriel's website as well. Put the album back on the screen too. Some people to see it again. Put your album up again. If
Oh,
I want
sure.
people to take a look at it, make sure you get the album on Bandcamp. It's a beautiful project, and also great artwork too. So
Yeah,
I like the artwork. I love the artwork.
Eddie Paz is an
Yeah, that's cool. That's
amazing
cool.
artist and amazing saxophone player. We played gigs. He has played my music too, so it was. I just sent him the music
Yeah,
and he came up with this art. It was pretty amazing.
cool. What are you gonna play next?
Um, okay, I'm gonna play a song with the great Thelonious Monk, and this is called "We See."
Yeah. Awesome. Sounding good, my
Woo.
friend.
Thank you, thank you. Hope it sounds good on Instagram
Yeah, sounding
because
great.
we did a amazing sound check for the Facebook
Yeah.
and other
You
streaming platforms.
you're coming through loud and clear, and you're playing the piano much better than I am. So, we didn't sound check my invisible piano here, but you're sounding great. You're sounding great. One thing that I thought was interesting when we started talking is you've worked closely with Arturo O'Farrell,
For
and
sure.
tell me
Yeah.
about your work with him and your association with him. I've produced, I think, 5 or 6 of his albums. I've lost count now, but tell me about how you started working with Arturo O'Farrell.
So actually, it's a. I don't know if he remembers that, but the very first time I met him was with this El Sistema Big Band. We did a tour to New York, and I was like, I think I was 19 or something, or 20 maybe, and that was the first time I came to New York. And he actually was interested in the program. He was supporting the program, so he came to a couple of shows, and even sat in, and that was amazing. That was the first time I met him. And then when I came here, I think the first contact I had was with the Zach of Fire, with his son. He's a very good friend of mine, and through the musicians in New York, the various common friends that we have, we started playing together, and then also with Adam. And then I learned about the orchestra because Bam Bam is a good friend of mine, and he's the bassist right now for the orchestra. So um, yeah, I just became part of the kind of the hang, and Arturo is like really a mentor for me. With I've never, that's the type of mentor where you never really took a lesson or anything like that, but it's like he's always there to support me. He's like giving me great comments, and I always share with him my music and my the stuff that is happening, and he's always there to support. He's been an amazing like kind of a mentor for me. So yeah.
Yeah, totally. I remember you played the Fandango at the Wall show at Symphony Space. That was a fun project. We'd actually just finished the movie, making the movie, and I don't know what we're gonna do with it quite yet. But
Right.
what was it like? I mean, you were at the final concert, and I think you're in the movie. Your hands are definitely in the movie.
Right.
What was it like playing at the end of that project in the culminating scene with all those San Jarocho artists?
It was amazing. It was a pretty big, I remember it being pretty big. A lot of people on stage, amazing energy. I loved it. I loved the concert, and it was it was an honor for me to play while Arturo was conducting. So it was pretty fun. And I've played with the orchestra other times at Berland or other shows that Arturo can't make it. Sometimes I sub for him, and it's always fun to play with the orchestra. It's amazing.
Totally. Were you familiar with San Jarocho music before this project?
Yeah, I heard some of it, but I never played it. So it was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard some of it because it's similar to joropo music,
Right.
music that we have in Venezuela. Uh, so I heard that
Explain what joropo is for people watching. What is that?
joropo is traditional music from Venezuela, and also in Colombia there's joropo llanero as well. And it's a huge rhythm mixing influences from Africa and Spanish influences and Arabic influences, because it's mainly played by string instruments. In Venezuela, it's a cuatro, which is like the most important instrument in the joropo. Then there's the maracas, there's the arpa, and there's the bandola as well. And actually, it's I could talk and talk about joropo. There's four different styles in Venezuela,
Mm-hmm.
in between the areas of Venezuela. There's the llanero, which is in the llanos, and there's the central, and there is the joropo oriental too, that is amazing. And back in Caracas, I was playing a lot in the scene, and I got to meet a lot of Venezuelan musicians from all over, and learned a little bit about the rich music that we have there. And that's when I've been investing also my time in researching and trying to get out all of that beautiful music that we have in our country in
Yeah.
different parts of the country.
Is the percussion centered around? Is your dancing part of the music, Europa music?
Yeah, yeah.
What
It's a big part of the music, the joropo.
is it
And
like?
there's different dances, uh, and it's similar. That was similar to the son jarocho in the sense that they have these big dresses,
Mm-hmm.
and like the ladies do like that and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And also the zapatiao way of dancing is, like that stuff is similar to the son jarocho.
Right, right, right. Interesting. Well, I was actually just writing some liner notes today, um, about Hiropo music, and so I might have to relook at that section, um,
Right.
now that you've educated me. But very good, very good. If you have a question for Gabriel, please ask it, in the comments. I'll be sure to, get him to opine. No question is off limits. We can make him feel a little uncomfortable here. That's okay. We're all at home, safe at home. Um, but that's good. So, what would you like to play next for us?
Um, this is another song from the album, and it's called Melodía de Agradecimiento.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So beautiful.
Thank you.
So
Thank
well
you.
done. It's so pensive and thoughtful and so graceful, too. You have a great touch on the piano. Um, Daisy here with another question. Since the title hints that it has a thankful melody, what inspired the song in particular? What inspired the name?
Um, so yeah, it's just thankful for life. I was going through some hard moments here in New York, and I was really thankful for that thing over us that people call it different things, God or spirit or mantra or chakra. I don't know. There's so many things to call it, or even if you don't believe in anything, but there's something out there above us that we can feel. You know, um, that we sometimes we don't understand. Um, but I believe in that thing. I can say, I don't. I can say I don't necessarily go with a religion specifically, but I believe there's something greater than us, and I was thankful because I was, as I said, I was going through some rough moments in New York and life, and you know how life is, and there's some release, and music has always been that for me, a way to express uh, and be thankful for all the
Y-
things.
Yeah, you strike someone. You strike me as someone who reflects a lot upon where you are in life, what you're going through. Talk to me about this record here. And Vita. Talk me about why did you want to do this collaboration?
So that's great because actually for the next song, I'm gonna invite the next Carmela Ramirez,
Yeah,
the great Carmela Ramirez. So, um, Carmela and I are like, well, we go a long time. We've been like 7 years together or something like that, and we got together back in Venezuela in Caracas. We started playing music together, and this beautiful project came out. Actually, with Linda was there a lot of times. She was one of the first ones to tell the both of us to play together, and I remember some sessions of the three of us and stuff. And then the great Germán Landaeta, which was the producer of that album, heard the project live in a concert where we played, and he was doing the engineering, and he said, "I want to produce an album for you guys. Let's do this." And we were actually planning to do it because I was coming to New York, so that was perfect, and we just did it. And it was a little bit before I came here actually that we finished the recording.
got it.
So
Are these original pieces? What's the repertoire?
yeah, it's a half music of mine and half music of Carmela. This is all compositions. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's a good metaphor for any relationship. And how was this? This came out, I think, in what 2016.
Yeah,
2016. How was it received? How were the reviews? And
a lot of people loved it. It was really different from the music done in Venezuela. So and we were also moving out of it, so we couldn't like really promote it, but the people that got to hear it, we really heard good comments, and it is a really special album also because it was recorded in this theater that is never used for recording. It's just like it's one of the main theaters in Caracas called Chacao, El Teatro Chacao, and it has a beautiful sound, beautiful piano and everything. So it has a really special vibe to it. Also, good friends were in the session, and yeah, good
cool.
moment.
Well, I'd love to hear you both perform together.
Yeah.
Hola,
Okay, Carmela
hola,
Ramirez,
Carmen.
please come to the
Hola, Carmela.
stage. She's not hearing anything because,
Yeah, no, no.
I have all the headphones and stuff. Pero ponte aquí que te vea toda la gente. Let's see if in Instagram you can also see her. No, you just need the mic. So,
Awesome.
estamos hablando de vida, so
Hey, I can
Hey.
listen, but it's okay.
yeah. You have if you have a question for her, I can give the.
No, vamos, vamos.
Okay, okay, va. Vida, so.
Oh, nice.
So good. So good. Wonderful.
Thank you,
We
thank
want
you.
to, yeah, we want to hear from her. What is she working on these days?
Where?
We want to hear from.
Hi.
Welcome. Hola, Camila. Welcome.
Thank
We,
you.
we want to know, what are you working on these days? That was sounded beautiful, first of all. Really, really heartfelt and just so poignant.
Thank you.
Tell everyone what you're working on and where can they find your music.
Oh, well. Um, right now, I'm working on my second album, Outcast. We earn a grant individually. And so we are working in a project, Venezuela in Motion. Together, we're producing with other friends in New York City. Probably you will talk about this later. And I am producing my second album, Outcast. And we are working on it during the quarantine. And definitely, you can go to my page, Ana Carmela Music, and also our album Vida. It's in Bandcamp, and the links are on our social media. And yeah,
Got
thank
it.
you.
Got it. Do you both? Yeah.
What is he saying?
You gonna say something? Hmm?
I wanted to say that. Sorry, guys. The because we talked about Vida, we decided to do a song that
That's cool.
it didn't give you the title.
No, that's
for.
cool. That's cool. We were trying to guess. What was the name of that song?
It's called Merengue.
Got it.
Yeah.
A question coming here. I wanted to
Sure.
ask a question coming in. How do you? What advice do you have to being in a relationship with a musician at the same time? I have a couple of people asking me this question. So what advice do you have?
¿Qué consejo tienes para estar en una relación con un músico?
Oh, you have to be a musician, and you had to grow up surrounded by musicians too. My mother is a musician, my father is a musician, so I understand musicians' life.
Mm-hmm.
And also you have to believe in the other person, and also you have the balance between the good parts and the things that together we have to grow together and be
Sure.
really honest. I think it's beautiful, like the fact that we can be good friends and we can say each other like the truth in terms of our playing or our performances.
Yeah.
And also we can produce together. Part of the new album, like I'm a co-producer in his album, and nobody imagined that I'm doing a lot of things in the background. So like it's a teamwork. It's hard, obviously. Like, artist life is really hard,
Yeah.
but I think you have to be a musician.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm sure for a lot of people asking that they're probably not musicians. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It can be tough. It can be tough, especially if one is and one isn't. Just a different lifestyle.
yeah, no, I think it's possible to do it like that. It's just you gotta be really understanding. That's what she means, like by being like a musician. It's like just being understanding of the other person's life and art.
And also, as an immigrant, also there is like another challenge to be
Yeah, exactly.
earn. It's a
yeah.
different quest as an immigrant, as an artist.
Yeah. Well, we love to. I agree, Gabriel. We'd love to hear one final piece from you.
For sure. Since well, now I don't remember the songs that I said.
We had Kanalma. Do whatever you want, actually. Whatever you're in the
Okay,
mood
so
with.
we're gonna finish with a Venezuelan song called Criollísima.
Say it again. Say it loudly so Camilo can hear it.
Oh, criollísima, como criollo, pero criollísima. You got it, Camilo. You got it.
Lucen como dos panales de miel tus labios en tu piel morena, mujer. fresca como una manzana vas luciendo tu elegante andar, tu pelo libre como el viento se ve, luce igual al color del café, tus ojos son luces luceros y del firmamento de un atardecer, dulce, alegre mañana, domingo temprano por la plaza vienes tú, las flores se muestran alegres, capullos botones brotan para ti, hueles a piña madura, aroma exquisito que las frutas nuestras dan, tienes toda la belleza de un campo florido, de un atardecer, de un lucen como dos paneles de miel, tus labios en tu piel morena, mujer, fresca como una manzana vas luciendo tu elegante andar, tu pelo libre como el viento se ve, luce igual al color del café, tus ojos son luna y luceros y del firmamento de un atardecer, dulce alegre mañana, domingo temprano por la plaza vienes tú, las flores se muestran alegres, capullos botones brotan para ti, hueles a piña madura, aroma exquisito que las frutas nuestras dan, tienes toda la belleza de un campo florido, de un atardecer, de un atardecer.
Awesome. Sounds really good.
Thank you, Kabir.
Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant. Love the music. Normally there'd be a lot more applause, but today we have a different setup here. But thank you for that beautiful performance. And I do want both of you, Carmela and Gabriel, I want you to check out all the comments and the love after the show and see all the love you're getting. You're making a lot of people happy around the world. Your music is touching hearts. You both are an incredible duo, and I hope that there will be a Vida Numero Dos, a follow-up to the Vida album, because that would be amazing.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Yeah, sounds like it. Thank you so much for being a part of the broadcast. Everyone, please check out their website. There's Gabriel's what's right there. And I also want to make sure that his album is coming out very, very shortly, very quickly. So make sure you're on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, streaming the music, buying the music directly, and you're going to be reading about him for a long time to come. And you got a pretty good review in Downbeat the other day, didn't you?
Yeah. It was a article talking about.
Oh, sorry, you can't hear.
Like coming up, artists releasing albums during the COVID-19, like, so yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah.
It was really nice. I already have one single from the album out there, so you guys can go to Spotify or Apple Music or whatever you use and check it out.
Cool. So one more thing, I want to thank the incredible sound and tech team. They're lovely people, Sandra and Camilo, soundworksrecording.com. Check them out for all your audio needs, all your audio services needs. They're an incredible pair, very kind, generous, beautiful people. They have 2 dogs, Oreo and Maui. And if you mention their 2 dogs, you will get a discount on any music services. So check them out. And that's it for the show tonight. I want to thank you both for being on the show. Very, very grateful for you for making time in this time of international crisis. And we have an incredible lineup. Tomorrow we have, Shambu himself will be performing some guitar, incredible man, an awakened, enlightened artist. I'm excited to chat with him, see how he's doing. So join us, same place, same time. Stay safe, stay well, and stay home. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.